very often during structural design. You may notice that your building has torsional irregularity in some structures. It is possible to reduce or even eliminate torsional irregularity by modifying the stiffness of the lateral load-resisting system. But keep in mind, this approach does not work for every geometry or every structural layout. Still, in many practical projects, adjusting member stiffness can significantly improve torsional behavior. For example, let's look at this building model in ETABS. If we check the diaphragm max over average drift ratio table for earthquake loading in the X direction, we can see that the ground floor has torsional irregularity. The drift ratio is about 1.26. However, the upper stories do not show this problem. This happens because the ground floor plan becomes wider and includes an additional bay, while the upper floors do not have that extension. Now let's visualize the deformed shape of the structure under X loading without accidental eccentricity. I'll increase the deformation scale factor so the behavior becomes clearer. Notice that one side of the plan experiences significantly larger displacement. That side is acting as the softer side of the structure. Meanwhile, the opposite side has smaller displacement and behaves as the stiffer side. If we can balance these displacements and make the structure deform more uniformly, we may reduce the torsional irregularity ratio from 1.26 to below 1.20. According to seismic design codes such as ASCE 7, torsional irregularity is typically identified when where max delta is the maximum diaphragm displacement at one side of the structure. Average delta is the average diaphragm displacement of the story. If this ratio exceeds 1.2, the story is considered torsionally irregular, and if it exceeds 1.4, it may be classified as extreme torsional irregularity, depending on the code provisions. Another very useful check is comparing the center of mass and the center of rigidity. Before running the analysis, make sure to activate Calculate diaphragm centers of rigidity. Then after analysis, go to Show tables give centers of mass and rigidity. In this table, XCM and YCM represent the coordinates of the center of mass, while XCR and YCR represent the coordinates of the center of rigidity. Under earthquake loading in the X direction, the building tends to rotate around the vertical axis because of eccentricity in the Y direction. Similarly, earthquake loading in the Y direction creates torsion because of eccentricity in the X direction. Now, based on the deformation shape, we already identified the softer side of the structure. So one possible solution is increase stiffness on the softer side and slightly reduce stiffness on the stiffer side. This can help balance the structural response. One simple way to do this is by modifying beam and column dimensions. But remember, changing member dimensions also changes the structural design results. For example, beam reinforcement, column demand capacity ratios, shear checks, drift behavior, and overall stiffness distribution. So after modifying dimensions, the structure must still satisfy all design requirements and code checks. In this example, the original beams and columns are all 50 by 50 centimeters. Now I will increase the beam depth on the softer side from 50 to 60 centimeters, and on the stiffer side, I will reduce the beam depth from 50 to 40 centimeters. This is important because beam depth has a major influence on moment of inertia and flexural stiffness. Notice that the depth H is raised to the power of 3. So even a small increase in beam depth can significantly increase stiffness. Now, after running the analysis again and checking the diaphragm max over average drift ratio table under X loading, we can see that the torsional irregularity ratio decreased from 1.26 to 1.19. which means the structure is now considered torsionally regular according to the code requirements. However, do not assume that this method always works. Sometimes the geometry itself creates unavoidable torsional behavior. Also, many engineers focus only on bringing the center of rigidity closer to the center of mass, but there is another extremely important parameter: torsional stiffness of the overall plan. When lateral load-resisting elements, such as shear walls or braced frames, are placed farther from the center of the plan, the torsional stiffness increases significantly. This helps resist rotational deformation more effectively. That is why exterior frames usually have a much greater effect on torsional response compared to interior frames located near the center of the building. So this is a simple practical trick that may help reduce torsional irregularity in some ETABS models. It does not work in every project, but in many cases, it can noticeably improve structural behavior and seismic performance